but this was so painful. I was sweating, I felt sick,
Here, what noise do potatoes make?
Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Cassandra and this is where I talk about my damn self. Here I talk about my life experiences and lessons learned to try and help other people who might be in similar situations. So if that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. This is part 2 of a vlog about my tongue and lip ties, getting speech therapy, getting the ties released and whatnot. So if you haven't seen part 1 yet, go ahead and watch it here where I talk about starting speech therapy, showing some before pictures of the ties, and also talking about the consultations I had, about the releases. Today is the day of surgery. I am having it in a couple of hours. This vlog will be more about the surgery itself, recovery, and any changes that I see. So let's get to it. Hello, I've just come back from surgery. Got the tie released. Still very numb. Yeah, that's all you're getting from now. See you. Hey, today is Saturday. It has been 3 days since I had my tongue tie released. Obviously you can hear that my speech is still affected. The tongue still hurts. Okay, so let me go back a little bit. You know that I normally give you more frequent updates post-surgery, but I just couldn't. After I recorded that last clip for you, I was just in so much pain. So much pain, and I really didn't expect it because one, all the research and stuff that I did, all the things that I looked at, I thought it was going to be no big deal. I thought the tongue release was like, yeah, not a big deal. And also the practice that I had it done at is the same one where I had all of my wisdom teeth removed. And when I had all of my wisdom teeth removed, they gave me painkillers and time off work. This time they didn't give me either. They just gave me a topical numbing gel. It's called a gel, it's actually more like a cream. But that's all they gave me, and they said that I don't have to do anything differently, that I can keep eating normal foods and things like that. But this was so not as advertised, okay? I'm not sure if I will have posted the video on it already, but it turns out that I do need SARP, which is surgically assisted rapid palatal expansion. So they will be cutting into this area under the lip, which is the exact same place where my lip tie is. So I was thinking before my surgery appointment, like I literally found out the day before surgery that I need SARP. And I was thinking, well, it probably doesn't make sense to cut into this area now and then next month cut into it again. So I spoke to the surgeon about this when I got there and they agreed. Doesn't make sense. So I just got the tongue released. It seemed to go okay at the time. Didn't seem to be a problem or anything like that. When I got home, I looked in the mirror, I looked at the stitches, and it looked as if the stitches at the tip had already come out. So I was super worried about that. I'd literally just come home. So I took some pictures, emailed it to the practice, and then called them. And I was like speaking something like this or worse. And they just said like, hey, I've sent you pictures, can you take a look? Which they did. They replied really fast and said that it looks fine. And actually they didn't stitch it all the way up because my lip tie is so tight that if they were to stitch it all the way up, it would increase the chances of the tongue release relapsing, so that reattaching, which I don't really understand how that works, but they seemed confident and they seem to have done that on purpose, so I'm okay with that. I trust them. But then it is now also making me think like, would it have been better to do it at the same time? Whatever, it doesn't matter. But anyway, so I was worried then that the stitches had already come out, but actually it was fine. And then immediately after I recorded the last clip, I was just in so much pain, like all around here, like just spreading all across my bottom jaw. It was awful. Thankfully I had the whole day booked off as a holiday anyway because I had another doctor's appointment in the morning. then the surgery after lunch, so in my head I thought it's just easier to take the day off. As you know, the time where I had originally had my appointment booked to have the surgery was also on a Wednesday, and then I just so happened to also have Thursday, Friday off, so it was like perfect, doesn't really matter then the next days. Even if it's, you know, quite bad, it should be fine. But then because the surgery was delayed for a week, I then had to go back to work on Thursday, Friday. But yeah, sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. This is what happens when I don't update you straight away. So yeah, after the surgery on Wednesday, I was in so much pain. I did still happen to have some ibuprofen left from my wisdom teeth surgery. And when I had my wisdom teeth removed, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, that barely hurt. But this was so painful. I was sweating. I felt sick. It was awful. So I took some of the leftover ibuprofen. I just rested. I think I must have eaten that day, but I can barely remember it now because I still had some jars of baby food. I think I had baby food. Even that was so painful. So painful, so I was like using an ice pack and stuff. The face pack thing that I got for the wisdom teeth removal, unfortunately I had a mishap with one of those cold packs, so I couldn't use that, but I've got like just a long one that I held to my face. So that was the first day, Wednesday. I slept with the wedge pillow, the same that I did with the wisdom teeth, just to again try and reduce the inflammation. I didn't speak at all until today, Saturday. Then on Thursday, I worked. I should not have worked. I did it because, as I say, they didn't give me a sick note. I didn't have the day off planned. And there's just so much to do at work that would just be left waiting for me when I came back anyway. So I worked on Thursday, but I was really in no state to. I was in so much pain and I couldn't speak. If I were to go through this again, I would not go back to work the day after tongue tie release. Yeah, still in a lot of pain. Because I need the SARP as well. Again, I'm sorry, this is all over the place, but I have so many procedures going on at once. So actually on Tuesday, the day before the SARP, I got spacers put in preparation for having the mould for the SARP device made so that they can produce it. So I had tongue release surgery, I had the spacers that were painful. It hasn't been that long since I had my wisdom teeth taken out, and I've got this horrible cold sore. It just felt awful, absolutely awful. On Friday, I had an appointment in the morning with the orthodontist to take out the spacers, put in molar bands and make the mould for the SARP device. I'll do another video about that. But even brushing my teeth that morning, my teeth were so sore from the spacers, and probably also then all the pressure and the blood around my mouth and jaw area as well. The first 2 days I just brushed with a little baby toothbrush because I felt so vulnerable and just really like I didn't want to do anything to make it worse. Like I cannot describe to you the pain. And then on Friday I felt okay enough to use my normal electric toothbrush again. I was just being really careful, but because of the spacers, that was really sore. And even eating baby food and soups, just with everything going on in my mouth at once, really sore, really painful. So I did speak to the orthodontist a little bit on Friday, and then I stayed silent the entire rest of the day. Today's Saturday. I'm only trying to speak now because I don't want to rest my tongue and jaw too much so that the muscles weaken and then it causes issues later, because that's what happened actually when I had surgery on my wrist. I was told to rest it and keep it straight, but to be honest, that wasn't good advice because it just made everything so much weaker, and that was about 6 months ago, and I'm still having issues with my wrist now that I don't think I would have had I started moving it and trying to do normal things sooner. So that's why I'm talking today, even though it's still obviously very difficult. I'm still in pain, I still have restricted mobility, I'm probably still a little bit swollen, and I'm not supposed to start doing the stretches and stuff until Monday, which would be the 5th day. So yeah, this experience has not been as advertised. It's not just a no big deal procedure. It really hurts. It's a lot. I haven't had the whoosh of relief or whatever that other people describe on having their tongue ties released. They say that, you know, all the tension is released and they just feel so much better. I haven't felt that way at all, and I think a lot of that does make sense because, you know, when I was having the procedure, even though I wouldn't say that I'm nervous necessarily, obviously you still have a little bit of anxiety, you hold tension in your body and stuff like that. So at the time of surgery, you know, I was still tensing up and everything like that. And then afterwards, you know, I've been in so much pain, I can barely do anything. That's kept tension in as well. And over the last couple of days, I have felt some strange things here and there that I think is just from the body kind of readjusting with, you know, this, what's it, the facial layer or the fascial layer, just sort of rejigging. And if you see as well from the pictures, the stitches seem to originally be quite centred, and now they're kind of leaning a little bit to the right, which I suspect is due to original unevenness in that fascial layer, and now that the tongue tie has been released, it's kind of being allowed to find another more natural, less tense way to be, if that makes sense. And I think it also makes sense that I'm not feeling this rush of relief again because the lip tie is still there, and the surgeon said that that's really tight as well. So I hope that when I have the SARP surgery, which will also cut into that area and remove that I will feel better in my muscles and such. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I want to say for now. If you haven't seen in my other videos, I'm trying to cut them down even more. So I'm going to leave this one here, and I guess there'll be another part later on. As always, if you enjoyed this, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more, both in my tongue tie and lips tie journeys and in my overall jaw surgery journey. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.